Christian, my final question to you really is I saw an article the other day, and the headline was the pandemic has the pandemic killed servitization? It wasn't an article, sorry. It was a presentation given at a conference. I didn't catch the presentation. Unfortunately, I was speaking elsewhere. But it was a title that really caught my mind. And as we've kind of gone through in this conversation, I think the pandemic has perhaps in some areas reinforced the importance of servitization, in the sense that it's made us have to go and do a bit of further thinking, further refinement, and I think that's always a good thing. I'm a firm believer in the scientific method. I'm a firm believer that hypotheses and working methods are there to be shot down and tested, and that's what makes them stronger. And I think to a degree, certainly, the pandemic has introduced aspects that mean we need to look closer at servitization, and you know, this whole conversation on customer success, for example, it dovetails. I'm so glad for that clarification, because it reinforces that understanding, that it clarifies and dovetails neatly with this movement. I do think this idea of it being a linear progression is the bit that we need to break down, and I think we need to think of it more as a spectrum with various layers within that service portfolio. However, I am just the guy that reads the stuff that you write, and your colleagues in academia, and I probably have to read it 5 times slower and 3 or 4 times more than you guys have to try and make sure I'm getting the gist of it and understanding. So I'd love to put I'd love to test my thinking out with yourself. You know, was that? I mean, I'm sure it was just a great clickbait title, to be perfectly honest. Has the pandemic killed? I wish I'd thought of it, to be honest. But you know, it's a big question, actually, and I did spend a bit of time thinking about it, and that's where I got to. But I'd like to see your thoughts.
Well, I would say the easy answer would be no. It hasn't killed servitization, but again, it comes down to what do we mean by servitization? If it's synonymous with outcome-based solutions, well, certainly it has had a major negative effect on that, for sure. But servitization is much more than that. It's ultimately about really understanding the customers, helping the customers to become more successful, facilitating that value creation, regardless of whether we sell more products or fewer products. But all these knowledge-based activities that we provide, which we often then label as services, that we sell to the customers, or as a total solution package together with the products. I mean, the customers, many have more problems, more challenges now, and perhaps bigger needs for expertise and help from vendors and others. And that's why we are also seeing all these new digital initiatives, new digital business models coming up. It's not only because there is so much venture capital out there. I mean, that explains to a large extent as well why we are seeing all these massive projects. But to a large extent, this is also because of the new challenges. So certainly, I mean, it's very easy for a company in any product industry to explain what products do they provide. And as an outsider, I can check the web page. I get a fairly good understanding what products do they sell. But then when I try to understand what are the service opportunities here, there are so many different service opportunities. I mean, obviously, from everything from the basic product oriented after sales services to various types of consulting, expertise, engineering services, financing, optimization. I mean, and then you can package and recombine them into different packages with very different revenue models. So there is so much in here. So I mean, servitization has been around for 150 years, one way or the other at least. But now, with the digital transformation accelerating as a result of the pandemic, we will see more of this, not less. But of course, it's a matter of how you define it. You could say that it has killed or servitization in one when
Harm.
if you look at it in a very narrow sense, but not in the broader sense, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that makes absolute sense. And I think that's it. I think again, it's going back to this, and perhaps this will be the conversation we can have next time around. Which again, it seems to be a constant thread through some of the conversations we're having, Christian, is you know, the need for further definition and clarity of understanding. I think there's a challenge that servitization is too broad an umbrella term, and I think that's evolved. And what I knew as servitization is now it's become a catch-all for a number of different aspects that are sub-elements, and I think there's a further conversation there to be held.